I feel like I've had a healing, that I'm reconnected, that I'm back in a state of bliss, that I've just transcended back to the beliefs that I've been harnessing for a while now, and that it just feels so good to be back here, to not be in that, state of doubt anymore. Like, I never doubted the beliefs, but I was out of alignment with that feeling. And now that I've got that feeling back, that bliss, that happiness, that, I don't know, I want to bottle it up, and I want to give you all a bottle. Hello. Too much light, not enough light. If I have the light off, you can't see a thing. And now it's too bright. Okay, so haven't been on YouTube much lately. I have been packing up my stuff on the good days. I've been working. Haven't really been resonating a lot with the YouTube thing. I haven't really been watching that kind of stuff. I've been watching a lot of conspiracy videos and stuff lately, right up my alley. And thinking about my life being a bit stagnant, a bit on autopilot lately. Like, I want to go to Queensland, but I've been practicing living in the now for the last year, and that's been really good, really healing for me. I needed to do that. Like, me personally, I needed to do that because try and get out of the light. Because I was always running away from my dead past or living in the imagined future. That was me. So for me to try and live in the present moment, to live in the now, that was actually really important to me, because that is all we have. We only have this now. And because I was always upset about all the things that happened to me, and blaming and not taking responsibility and all that kind of stuff. So I needed to be happy and okay with the now. Like, I needed to be grateful for what I have, and I needed to go through all that stage of having control over this moment, because this moment you do have control over. You have a choice right now on whatever is going on in your life, whether you feel good or shit about it. That's the only thing you have. You can't control what happened. It's happened. And you can't control what's going to happen because it hasn't happened yet. So you can't worry about what's going to happen in the future. You can't stay in it unless you're actually taking steps to avoid that. Like, okay, I'm worried that this might happen, so what can I do right now about it? Or this crappy thing happened, I can woe is me and whinge and complain and be like really angry about what happened, but it doesn't really serve you. All it does is make you feel worse. Like, unless you actually take this, okay, this happened, now what am I going to do about it? And it could be just, okay, what I'm going to do about it is not think about it. Or it could be something more proactive, but worrying and fearing about stuff doesn't serve me. So I had to live in the now, but I have become to a stagnant place. How have I been talking so long about that? Oh, crap. It's not what this video is about. Anyway, so I have come to a place where I'm sort of living in autopilot again, and I was starting to feel like, watching the same things, staying in the same place, eating the same foods, doing the same routine every day, and not doing anything to make my future self happy. And so that's what I wanted. Like, now that I've got awareness of that, I want to still be able to live in the moment, but I also want to make sure that I'm taking automatic steps towards my future to make my future self happy. So that's what I'll be working on at the moment. Okay, someone's going to knock on my van, so hang on a sec. All right, they haven't exactly knocked on my van yet, but I can hear them talking, and I'm sure that they will in a second, so I'll try and do this in bits and dribs and drabs. So aside from wanting to move my life forward and still live in the now, I also have been talking to people a lot lately about that default programming that we have, that 90% of conditioned beliefs that we run on autopilot whenever we're angry or hurt or anxious or living in fear or when you're conscious and aware and thinking about what you're saying and thinking about what's serving your life and what your beliefs are and things like that, that's who you are, and that's who you want to be, and that's serves you, yeah? But when you're out of awareness, when someone catches you off guard, they attack you or something like that, and you're no longer in that place of awareness, you default back to your automatic programming. You default back to, like, that's when you say the things that you don't mean to say, like, that you can't believe you said. That's when you hear your mother or your father come out of your mouth. That's when you say something nasty, or sorry, I'm listening to see if they're walking towards here or not. Yeah, so that's when you default back to all the conditioned beliefs and things like that you have growing up. And it's not you, but what I've been talking about with other people, not trying to tell them that. I'm trying to say, with me, I want to know what is still on autopilot for me. Like, what conditioned beliefs that I haven't worked on that may still be running my life, because every time you have a thought, all these neurons are fired, and some of them are your current beliefs, some of them your autopilot good habits that you've implanted in there, and some of them are from when you were 3 years old, that experience you had yesterday, that fight you had 10 years ago. All these different things are still in there. They're your memories. They make up part of who you are. So you have a thought, and all these little neurons are fired, and some of them are serving you, and some of them are just absolute conditioning rubbish, or they served you at the time when you were going through a certain thing, but they no longer serve you or who you want to be. You don't want to be that person that has that automatic response. So what I decided to do, since there's no access to psychedelics or DMT or anything like that here, which I think would be the shortcut method of being able to deal with all your demons and things that are stuck in your subconscious, where you're not aware that it's running your life in some way. I thought maybe if I get drunk, because I haven't drank in years, and I don't, it's more of a fear. Like, I didn't want to drink because I like to be in control. I like to be in control of my mind. I've had a lot of bad memories. When I've been drunk, that's when a lot of bad things have happened. So why would I want to subject myself to either saying the wrong thing, something that I don't mean, or something that maybe hurts somebody else because of whatever conditioned beliefs are still in there, or putting myself at risk of something bad happening, kind of thing, because there's all those fears in there still from memories from years ago. So anyway, I did have this great idea that I'm going to get drunk and I'm going to record myself on video and see if there's anything that I still need to work on. So that's what I did last night. Okay, they're coming. Yes, so where was I? Last night I decided that I'd do that experiment last night. So I did. I got wasted. Drank Southern, bourbon. Too much. Way too much. But I was by myself. I wasn't doing harm to anybody else. Yeah, I just wanted to record my thoughts, write down, see how I interact. I thought that I thought I'd ban myself from social media. I actually banned myself from social media messages, personal, private messages, but I still found myself on social media, commenting away and typing on different things on Facebook. But having a look this morning, I don't have any regrets about the things that I wrote. So it was good to know that even in a, out of control, not out of control as in what you see on TV, but even when I was out of control of my mind when I was drunk, that I still held the same beliefs, and I was still me. And that was surprising to me, because I actually thought that there would be a lot of, of course there is. There's lots of things in me that are on autopilot that I'm not aware of. I won't be aware of until it comes out of my mouth one day, or even whatever. Like until I notice it, I don't notice it. But last night, when I was looking at the different things that I posted on, things like that, I do hold the same beliefs sober and drunk. Yeah. And I still rambled on the video. I'll show you some clips of me last night talking into the camera. It was in the van and it was completely dark because I didn't have the lights on. And yeah, so I'll show you some clips of that just to show you that it's not much different than here. It may be a little bit more drowsy, sleepy sounding, still the same rambles, still the same beliefs. So I've had some drinks tonight. I wanted to experiment. Maybe I'll explain the experiment when I haven't had drinks. I've had a lot. Try and find if there are any beliefs in me that are not serving me, that are running on autopilot when I've got my awareness down, when I'm not aware what program is running. What, do I default to my mum? Do I default to my dad? Do I default to everything, my friends? Do I default, what beliefs come out of me when my defenses are down, when I'm on autopilot? I did have a little bit of a sook once because I was thinking about humanity, and then I was really happy that if I was going to get drunk and have a sook about anything, it should at least be as important as the state of humanity. So I was happy that, because I'm trying to observe myself as well, which is probably defeats the purpose, but I was at least happy that, at least I was crying over something important, something that I am helpless to change in this current time. And the other things that I observed tonight was religions, everybody being in the religion that they need to be. In all these different religions, you all access the same place, so they're all the same. And that is the thought that I've always had anyway. You can read on my blog that I believe everything, all of that is the same. I think, affirmations, prayer, NLP, hypnosis, meditation, all that kind of stuff, that all accesses the same source, whatever you want to call it, whatever you identify it as, it's all the same thing to me. And then accidentally listening to music tonight, and it ended up having the same message. I was like, oh, I really needed to hear this right now. I don't know, it was just stop trying to say the correct thing and just say what you are thinking. Right now I'm pretty happy that I'm in a good place, that my autopilot is still a love for humanity and to seeing us all as one and connected. And I had a bit of a rant about the disgusting things that people were saying about refugees and people who had died recently, and just my shock at that, because I was, it's so torn. You get so torn up because some of the best people, the nicest people I know in person, can say the most dark-hearted, mean-spirited things. It's got me perplexed. I don't understand it. It really makes me wonder, who the hell am I friends with? Are they psycho, or is it me? Is it me that just thinks so differently than the rest of... I'm just not on the same page. I'm just not on the same page. Just can't believe that people who would... I know if they saw people in need, they would be the first to go and help them. Yet they're posting on Facebook and stuff like that they would rather have, let them drown for refugees and things like that. And I'm like, whoa, how can you be two people at the same time? How can you be the kind of person that I think that would be jumping in to save somebody that needed help, and at the same time
you're posting all this hate and fear. It's just mind-boggling. And now I've got my eyes closed and just rambling, and I'll rather watch the movie, I think. So I'm going to go back to my little YouTube movie, my documentary.
I did notice that I still did this thinking before speaking, and even though I was recording myself, I'm like, just say what you think, Penny. No, you're not going to upload this, so you can just, no filters. Just say what you mean. Say what you're thinking about, because you're doing this to find out what your automatic beliefs are. So nothing's wrong here. You're not going to say the wrong thing. But I still found myself trying to explain myself. So maybe that's part of my personality, or maybe I just wasn't gone enough, or maybe alcohol isn't the way to test this theory out. Maybe I need to be angry or scared or some other method of accessing the subconscious autopilot mind. One awesome thing that came out of last night is that I feel like a weight has been lifted. I feel like I'm back to myself. I'm back connected. I'm back. It's not that I wasn't, I haven't been 100% myself in the last couple of weeks. I have been just talking about my beliefs and stuff like that, but not feeling them. And I feel like I've reconnected that feeling of how I feel. How do I explain this? It's not like you can get to this happy place and stay there. It'll be tomorrow when I walk into work, that will probably go 10 levels down. So I will no longer be at this state of consciousness, this state of bliss. I'll be, down in a different level. And I don't know how many levels there are, but at least I won't be down in the pits of despair, which I've already done. I'll be at a level where I can still stay in a state of awareness and not be unhappy and not be angry and not be fearful and things like that. But I won't be in this state of, this transcended feeling that I feel, this love that I feel right now. That will be gone. It's not like you get to, the only people that I can think of that probably will be able to stay in that state of bliss is Buddha or the Dalai Lama or, some monk that's been meditating on top of a mountain for a few years. They might be able to, keep at that level. But when you've got a modern day job and, the rest of us mere mortals, it's mutually exclusive to stay in this other world, this state of awareness and work at a job that doesn't serve humanity or doesn't make your heart sing. So you can't be up here. You can be close. You can be about halfway. Some days I am. Some days I'm in my happy place at work and nothing can bother me. And other days I'm just down, about a little bit, they get to me. The negative energies get to me. But yeah, you can't stay up here in this la-la land while you're working at a job that you're not 100% behind, as far as, like my job is consumerism. Work, it is what it is at the moment, and it's exactly where I need to be at the moment for my personal growth. And it's helping me have this van. So let's be grateful for it. So we're constantly winding our way through this journey, different states of consciousness, different states of awareness, different experiences, different journeys. And you don't want to be always in this, because you don't experience anything when you're outside. You experience something completely different when you're outside of, when you're looking at the world from a different angle. But when you're in it, you need to be kind of in it. You can't be off with the fairies. Those kind of people who are off with the fairies. They're not resonating. They're not on the same wavelength. And I'm not on the same wavelength as anyone today, so just ignore me. But normally I would be. Maybe I don't know who's going to resonate with this. No one. I don't care. This is awesome. Where I am now. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to lowering down again. So I guess today I'm just going to enjoy this feeling as much as I can. I'm going to just ride out this wave. And this is something that I really want to. I'm so happy that I was able to, reconnect to this feeling again, because this is, it's just really an awesome place to be. It's really happy and healing, and life can't go wrong. That kind of feeling. It's just you're on a high, really. You're unstoppable. Nothing can bother you. Nothing can bring you down. That feeling is freaking just awesome. It's like you're tapped in. And I want to find out a way to be able to not bottle up my feeling and share it with people, but find a way that other people can experience this for themselves when we need it. Go, okay, right, I need to get back into that. I need to tap back in, re-energize, get back on track, and then go forth back into the matrix. And it really is a place where you just get reconnected to what's important in the grand scheme of things, like just to see us from a different angle, from a different view, where you see humanity as a whole rather than us versus them, that kind of thing. So it is really good, and I hope that I can at least remember this feeling when I lose it tomorrow or the next day, or the next hour, or whatever it takes to knock me down another level. But I'm really happy today. And this week I'm going to work on my goals and my bucket list, and what automatic habits I want to start bringing into my life to make, what habits I want to make automatic to start serving my life a lot better, so that I don't, get too far off track of, where I want to go. But I also still want to live in the now. I still think it's extremely important to live right now. And is this long enough ramble? I reckon so. Will that do you a week? I reckon so. What do you do? See ya. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever